What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger, man, and we are live this time, man. So shout out to y'all that's already in the stream rocking with me. Also, shout out to the replay gang, those that will catch this stream later on. I know a lot of y'all are busy, or some depending on where you are in the world, possibly even sleep. You see, it's nighttime behind me here in Las Vegas, but yeah, man, I wanted to do this first, Shiba Inu podcast. Even though we've been doing Shiba Inu for over 2 years now, I just wanted to stamp that name on top of this one. But I wanted to talk about how y'all felt about the Shiba Inu Shibarium burn rate. Now, we'll talk about the markets. We'll talk about different catalysts, possibly go into a few other tokens if y'all request that during the stream. But I'm really interested in gauging the community's sentiment on how y'all feel about this burn rate. We'll talk about what the burn rate is. Matter of fact, let me get a poll real quick in the comment section. How many of y'all know what the burn rate is? How many of y'all saw my video earlier, or any videos relating to what the Shiba Inu burn rate will be? Let me get some responses in the comment section. Shout out to Crypto Epidemic, PD Pure, Crypto Shady. Salute to y'all for pulling up early, dropping those comments, man. We almost got 30 people in here. Salute this. Let me see. Let me drop some comments up here on the screen. Shout out to Crypto Epidemic. Shout out to Crypto Shadies. PD Pure said, "What up? Getting some late night wisdom." Salute. PD Pure said, what do you think is going to happen in the next 5 to 6 weeks? So basically the next month and a half, where do we suspect the markets to be? We'll talk about that as well. We got to think though first, about what's going on a macro standpoint when it comes to the banking industry. Right now, we've seen a hole basically be blown in the the defenses of all these different banks, and right now it's starting to show the weaknesses of Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank. What was the third one? Signature, Silicon Valley Bank, and I can't think of the third one off top. But now we just also got word of Credit Suisse, basically on the verge of going bankrupt and had to be bought out by another company for around $2 billion. And right now we got Deutsche Bank on the same ropes right now. So what does this tell us? It tells us, there's a ripple effect taking place. Just because, we seen, one bank, collapse at this time does not mean it was all over with. Take a look at what happened with Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, dogecoin, all that set off a ripple effect, which eventually collapsed FTX and, a few other exchanges. Now we're seeing the same thing take place in the banking space. Now, what does that do for confidence in, the United States? A lot of people think back to 2008 when the recession took place. They think about the banking crisis. They think about, how the banks were basically, bad actors with, individuals' money, and they lose that trust. So they look for other areas to safeguard their money. There's individuals, who their 24-hour job, I won't say 24-hour, but their main job is protecting their assets, protecting their funds. So they're going to start to shift money around as that confidence weakens in the banking system and look for, more reliable stores of value, like Bitcoin, for instance. We've seen Bitcoin go all the way from that support level around 16,500 to over $27,000 right now. Is where it's holding right now. We've seen it go all the way up over 28,000. I think around 28,500, if I'm not mistaken. But that's showing us the flow of money. So it's leaving these banks. It's coming back into crypto. If we take a look at the overall crypto market cap, right now it's sitting at $1.15 trillion. And we have to think back, let's say 3 weeks ago, what were we stuck? What was that resistance point? Anybody, if you remember, drop it in the comment section. Anybody, if you remember that, drop that in the comment section with that resistance point where we were stuck at for a while back. We couldn't break over that 1.08, $1.09 trillion market cap level. So now we're sitting at that 1.15 level. That gives us, some faith that the market is gaining strength. Now, obviously, it's at a slow pace. It's not really flashy. It's not, just as exciting as some would hope it to be, but it's slowly, building back that strength, which is what we want to see. Now, I expect that after, Bitcoin hits around 30,000, possibly 32,000, people will begin to take some of those profits and shift them into assets like Shiba Inu, more riskier assets that, altcoins. It can not only be Shiba Inu, a ton of other altcoins, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, but I believe Shiba Inu will receive some sympathy from this the slight bull that we see Bitcoin on right now. So let's take a look at the overall charts of Shiba Inu. We'll look at some indicators, determine what it looks like Shiba Inu is going to do over the next 6 weeks. Now, let me take a few more comments as well. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. We wouldn't be here without y'all. Shout out to Crypto Shady, Tillery Mills, Essence, Toon, Psychic Juliana. Okay, so we got some people saying, okay, Crypto Shady says, salute DecemberDeMarco. I feel like it's a different direction to how we thought it would be. So basically in response to how do y'all feel about the Shiba Inu burn rate? Tillery says, hey, bro, let's go. Salute, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to Essence says, hello, tapping in. Toon said, what is it? Psychic Juliana said, haven't seen yet. Crypto Epidemic says, disappointed. Okay. P. Pure said, less than 1 cent. True. Durham Coin said, good night, fam. Good morning for me. Salute. General Scarborough said, what up, December? Appreciate you pulling up on me, bro. Tillery said, smash that like button. Y'all already know the drill, man. Smash that like button. We talking late night crypto. Shout out to Team Hines. One Life No Regrets said, vote Inu in the building, man. Salute to my voted army. Y'all see me rocking that Vote Inu t-shirt, man. At Vote Inu official, voteinu.in, man. Y'all go check them out. Now, oh yeah, that's the third bank right there. Shout out to Crypto Shady, Silvergate. I couldn't remember that one. But Psyche Juliana says, yeah, the bank issue will slow everything. I was in mortgage and banking in 2008. So Juliana has a firsthand experience with that. So shout out to y'all in the comment section. Okay, so Durham said 70% burn rate from basic gas fee. So the base fee, correct. This is why Bitcoin is made. Deutsche Bank is next, says General Scarborough. Brandon Alexander said there has to be a catch to the burn rate, right? So this is what we're going to talk about. Signature, Silicon, Silvergate, Credit Suisse, so far what I know. Also Deutsche Bank. 1 cent gas fee. Shout out to DeFi Dave, said OG rocking with you. I read the release and watched your last video. Once more projects come on board and the volume goes up, the burn will be ramped up exponentially. So that's what we're hoping. That's our best bet right now when it comes to the Shibarium burn rate. Otherwise, it's going to take the community, it's going to take outside collaboration to really work together to do something to reduce the supply, because it's not looking, as bright as we thought it would be for Shibarium. So Shibarium, as far as a platform, as far as the layer 2 blockchain, that looks good, but the burn rate that we were hoping for, that number isn't as high as we wanted it to be. So dogecoin got arrested. We did see that as well. It is confirmed he's arrested. Juliana says they are fighting to keep more banks from going belly up. True. So right now, with them fighting for these banks to not go up, they're basically printing more money. Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, has basically activated the money printers again, pumping out more money into the economy, which in turn will allow some money to flow back into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba Inu, assets like that. That's what we're seeing taking place. That's the reason why we're seeing Ethereum test 1,800 or Bitcoin test 28,000. So BTC and gold, General Scarborough says, ARB, Crypto Epidemic said, what's your opinion on the burn? So we'll get into that right now. I want to jump into that and actually show y'all the ones that didn't catch that possibly, exactly what they were saying about that. So, and then I'll give my opinion on it as well. Shout out to Essence, say DD is dropping gems. Salute. Shout out to Queen of Red Sea as well. She says, hey, Haven Pack says, I probably own too much sheep. I don't know if you can, that's all up to you, man. I don't know if there's a such thing as owning too much sheep, especially at these prices right now before things really start to take off. So Harlem Fashion says, I feel the burn should have been higher. I can agree with you right there. PD Pure says, do you remember 8 months ago when we was talking about how the market shows all the FUD and at the same time the market blow up and people miss big gains? Exactly. This is what I believe is somewhat of what's taking place as well. Brandon Alexander said, Nanu, my brother, salute. I'm not sure what that means, but salute to you, bro. Team Hines said, yeah, H-Town. Essence says, thanks for reminding us to smash the like button. Salute. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Haven Pack says 5.8 billion. He believes he has too much. The Joker's gang says, what's up, bro? I was going past the moon, my guys. We going to Mars. Okay. Juliana says, oh, well, I wouldn't sell. The Citadel Combat Arena says, been a minute, yo. Where the heck is that chain, man? I miss you. Salute, man. Shout out to you for rocking with me. Haven Peck said, I'm too deep to sell now. I wouldn't, me personally, this is not financial advice. I would not just sell my Shiba Inu just yet. We still see whales accumulating millions of dollars worth of Shiba Inu. Obviously, these whales want to make a profit. They're not doing this for any reason. Obviously, the burn rate isn't what we, hoped it to be. But at the same time, the burn rate isn't what got Shiba Inu here to where it is today. The burn rate isn't what got Shiba Inu to its all-time high price. It was the community. It was different things that were taking place in the market. So that's what we want to, stay optimistic about as well. So Juliana says she would hold. Crypto Shady said, I got 4 sold at a discount. PD said, glad to see you. Essence. Main said, I believe BTC will touch 25.8 and then blast off. Okay, so you got that support level marked off. Team Haynes said, what's a good amount to have? Really up to you. It's all up to you depending on what you're, willing to risk. But you never want to risk more than you're willing to lose. Shout out to Brandon. Crypto says, feel like they're using the sheep army. In a way, it could, it can feel like that some way. Can you elaborate on that crypto epidemic on what do you mean? Because I see some people, shout out to content creators like Playbro, mentioning how he feels, Shibarium is basically all for bone. It incentivizes, to use bone. It burns, or is the gas token is, bone. It's just basically all, kind of flowing back into bone. Now, yes, there is a small benefit there for Shiba Inu, which some is better than none. And we'll talk about some of those numbers as well that were brought up. So Juliana says, the more people become weary and concerned about banks, they will all flock to crypto. True. Nicole C says, target price for the next bull run. On which asset, Nicole? Crypto says, oh, I'm in SHIB for life. Yeah, I got some years to go with SHIB. This is one of those assets I really believe in because of the community. Community is what got us here. Of course, that meme aspect as well, but community is what really was the lifeline of SHIB. So my SHIB bag is full now. Time to hoard ETH. Honey Glazed Ham, shout out to I think that was Sick 83. Honey Glazed Ham, salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to y'all for catching this, those that got notifications on. If you don't have your notifications on, let me remind you right now to turn on notifications so that way you do not miss out on future live streams. It's, I'm going to start going live a lot more, but I want y'all to be able to actually pull up when I do. So Brandon says other projects can still burn and more burn if they want to. Now, that's another good point right there. Now, granted, Shibarium isn't just, and we talked about this in my last video, Shibarium, the burn rate that we see there isn't just the end all be all. Think about all the projects that are already hyping up communities and building communities off of the back of Shibarium right now. We see a ton of projects popping up right now, and all those projects in turn will help burn SHIB. They will increase the amount of transactions that are taking place over Shibarium, and the more transactions that take place on Shibarium, the more Shiba Inu is burned. Now, we got that number back that it would basically be 1 cent at most on average for transactions going over Shiba Inu, or excuse me, Shibarium. So let's take a couple more comments before we take out this article for those that missed it. Some of the whales holding SHIB are exchanges. Those that are real whales that are not are waiting to dump coins on mass, and that sales pressure will drive the price down very fast. So yes, there are a large number of exchanges that are whales, but also there are whales that are just, true investors as well. No pun intended. But those individuals are looking at Shiba Inu on a long term. You got to remember, there are some individuals that bought into Shiba Inu, myself included, that are looking at this as a long-term project, no matter how much they made from it. Yes, they might take some profits along the way, but at the same time, they're still looking to hold this project for 5, 10 years out to have this still inside their portfolios. So not everyone is just looking to dump, but yes, a lot of people, a lot of whales will dump and take advantage of the short-term fluctuations or that volatility and take some profits. This is why I tell y'all not to be worried by the daily ups and downs or the little roller coaster that we see SHIB go on sometimes. Honey Glazed Ham said, Didi, can you do a tutorial on how to branch off into Polygon? We definitely can do that, but we'll have to do that on a separate video because I really want to just kind of focus on the ERC20 aspect or Shiba Inu aspect right now. But I definitely got you. If you can, Honey Glazed Ham, drop that on a comment in my last video. And that way, once I go to check the comments, I'll see your comment there again, and I'll make a note of it separately. But shout out to David, says, hey, bro, we got Shiba Wings, Wellies, we got the Metaverse, Shiba Eternity, integrated in Shibarium and other projects burning also, bro. It's going to make a big difference. So that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping, a lot of projects try to attract, the sheep army, or, more investors by that promise of burning sheep, and not just promising it, but actually doing it. Like, I got to give a shout out to Koyo. I believe I haven't even reviewed the project yet, but I've seen that the Koyo project has already pledged to basically put up 50% of their earnings or profit and burn it in Shiba Inu. So shout out to them. I believe already they burned $50,000. That's the biggest, amount that we've seen in the last, few months from one project or, kind of individual in general. So shout out to them. General Scarborough says Bone is dirt cheap right now. Yes, it absolutely is. Last I checked, Bone's around 119. And this is what you want to think about. This is the chance to buy the dip. That's one of the sayings in crypto. That's what crypto is about, buying the dip. You don't want to just, buy something and it doesn't take off when you want it to, and now you just completely lose faith in it. You want to continue to accumulate. It's not financial advice, but you want to continue to accumulate, build up that bag, because once things do take off, you're going to be glad that you did. I've seen this happen time and time again. I missed out on multiple times and, learned my lesson, but some of y'all still will have to go through the motions to actually, learn that. But I just want to let y'all know from someone who's been there before, been around the block a few times, this is a time you want to be accumulating. The markets are rebounding. Once we see the overall crypto market cap sitting at 1.5 trillion, 1.75 trillion, I keep telling y'all this, people are going to start to FOMO. Do not say I didn't tell you. And then you're going to be looking at these prices right now like, sheesh, I should have probably grabbed a little more of that. I should have probably grabbed a little more of that. That's how you'll be feeling. So let's see. Shout out to Team Hines. He said, we're all in on sheep and they bring out Bone. They stumped us, the community. Now, this is why it's important to read the white paper, because if you were around to, read the white paper, you will see that when Shiba Inu was first, brought out around those times that you probably heard about it, those tokens were already, scheduled to be implemented. So Shiba Inu, Bone token, Treat, Leash, and She token. There's 5 tokens to the Shiba Inu ecosystem. These were all inside of the white paper. So it isn't like this is a surprise, like we didn't know Bone token was coming. But what kind of feels more surprising is the emphasis or the extra effort that it feels is put towards Bone. Now, obviously, this is, for the team tells us for the reason of, building the layer 2 solution, we have to use Bone. We couldn't use Shiba Inu for some reason. And now, their focus, they told us before too, also Shiba Inu is not their only focus. So we can't be surprised by that. But them putting so much into Bone is just kind of, it kind of feels a little, like sheesh, we wish, we would have had something bigger integrated with Shiba Inu. Now, I'm not mad at the team at all. They definitely delivered. We still have time to go to see how Shibarium will affect things overall. Do the math. If we have, think about how many dApps there are out there. There's probably, thousands and thousands of decentralized applications. If we can get probably, let's say 1,000 dApps built on top of Shibarium, all burning Shiba Inu, who knows what that will do for the actual burn rate. So that's something that, I'm still optimistic about, the community. That's what, all these different projects in the space, they recognize the value of the Shib army. And they know if they can deliver value for us, then likely we are to support their projects as well. So that's what you want to keep in mind. Now, shout out to HJFJ says, salute. How many zeros do you think Shib can drop this year? Now, I think Shib is possible that Shib can reach its all-time high this year, but we would need other circumstances to play out. We would need, possibly some more faith to be lost in the banking system. We would need Bitcoin to, continue to rally. We would need, these crypto exchanges to stop going bankrupt. We would need these crypto CEOs to stop, misusing customer funds and, weakening the confidence of traditional retail investors. And, a few other things. We got still supply chain issues, inflation issues, war issues. There's a ton of things taking place right now that is weighing on the market. So we want to take, that into consideration, but also know once those things move off the table, that crypto is going to spring, it's going to bounce, it's going to go up. We have bear markets and we have bull markets. It's a cycle. It happens. It does this. So if we don't reach the all-time high by the end of the year, I would not be surprised. I would just use this time as time to accumulate, because think about it. Let's say it does hit all-time high right now. Do you have enough Shiba Inu? Yes, some of y'all do, but I'm sure there's a few guys, a few ladies in the chat, who would wish that they had more Shiba Inu if that price does hit all-time high. So keep that in mind as well. You want to build up that bag. So let's take a look at the overall market right now. We got $1.15 trillion market cap, down 2.4%. If we take a look, everything is bleeding right now. So that's a chance to buy on a discount. Now, I like to buy between 10 to 15% discounts on my favorite assets if I'm in the market to buy. Not every time you see a discount do you have to buy, but it's good to practice that, versus some investors who only buy when the market is green or when they hear everybody excited about everything. You don't want that to be you. So we can go all the way to the top, all the way down to the 75th token, which is Huobi, before we see a 5% gain on any token today. So, the entire market is bleeding at this point. If we take a look at Bitcoin, let's look at some of the support and resistance levels on Bitcoin, and we can, kind of see what Bitcoin is likely to do over the next few weeks and try to use that into our assessment of what's likely to happen with Shiba Inu. So if we take a look right now, we can see volume is tapering off. If we just eyeball the chart right away, we can see, of course, we were in that uptrend. Right now, price is breaking down, but we're also losing volume. So that tells us again that we're likely to move to the downside. Now we want to take a look at this candle right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So if we look at this candle here, we can see, there was a lot of confidence in this movement to the upside. Also, take a look at this candle here, a lot of confidence in this candle. And then we get a few candles, after these mega ones, where, volatility is, we can see that volatility there. Usually when we see a lot of confidence, though, that tells us that, the market wants the price to be at this level at least. Now, yes, it can trade lower than this, but usually smart money will step in and recognize this and take the price back above this level. So that's just looking at it from with no indicators, but let's use a few indicators. Let's use our Bollinger Bands, and then we'll grab our RSI. So if we take a look, we can see the price on the day chart is trading between the upper and mid Bollinger Band. We know the upper Bollinger Band is a resistance point, mid Bollinger Band is a support level. Right now, the price is kind of trading sideways, breaking down a little bit, but it shows us that we can get Bitcoin possibly all the way down to the support level of 24,800. So basically $24,835. And if we look left in the chart, remember, we always want to go back and look left. We can also see this matches up to this resistance area where we were finding we're having a little hard time breaking above that level there. So mid Bollinger Band and our previous resistance both add up, and we are losing volume. So we'll keep that in mind. Then we'll grab our RSI to determine, is the price of Bitcoin oversold or overbought at the moment. Right now we can see it's at, our RSI is at a 63. So we know 70 and above is considered overbought, 35 and below is considered oversold. So right now with it sitting at a 63, it tells us, yes, we got room to still go up, but it looks like it's losing steam. So with a 63, that tells us we have a lot of room where we can still go down. So most likely, if you're asking me, unless we get some type of bullish catalyst coming in, I think Bitcoin is going to likely continue to trade down with what we're seeing here so far. So of course, a different catalyst could come in and push the market up, and then we would have to recalibrate or reaccount for that information and, see how the markets are reacting to it. But as of right now, losing volume, RSI at a 63, closer to being overbought than it is oversold, and the price trading between the upper and mid Bollinger Band tells us, we're looking for an area of support. Now, we could be trying to use this previous candle here where we've seen a lot of that confidence come in as a support level. But if that does not hold, then we can find our way back down to that 24,800 level on Bitcoin. So I don't want y'all to be afraid if that does take place. Now, that can be what plays out over the next, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We not sure how long that can actually take, but that's what, it looks like is in the horizon for us on the short term. Now, if we look for a bull scenario, for a bullish case, we can see our upper Bollinger Band is at that 30,620 level, basically 30,500. So that tells us, let's say the price does begin to, move to the upside. This is where our next resistance area would be. We could likely see Bitcoin at a $30,000 level. So it really depends on what news comes into the market. If bad news comes into the market, that could push us to the downside. If good news comes to the market, that could push us to the upside and have us testing that $30,000 level. So let's see. So let's take a look at Shiba Inu. So 30,000 or 24,500, it looks like with Bitcoin. Now we'll look at those two cases with Shiba Inu. So right now we can see the same thing, volume tapering off. Let's get a couple indicators up here. So as we see, Shiba Inu is trading at the moment underneath that mid Bollinger Band level, and also losing volume, letting us know that the price is likely to most likely lose some steam at this moment if Bitcoin does continue to lose steam. And our lower Bollinger Band here puts us at that 1,000, right around that 1,008 level, 1,000 points per coin. So don't be surprised if that does happen. Don't get shaken out. If you want to get shaken out, that's fine. But I'm just letting y'all know that that is likely to take place. Also, if we look at the RSI is at a 44, which is not quite oversold yet, but it's getting close to that oversold level, which tells us that, as it gets closer there, the price is likely to turn around as smart money smells that it's a good buying opportunity. So bear case, I'm thinking that 1,000 points per coin level. Bull case for the short term, that 1140 level. Now, obviously, this could change again if different information comes in the market, and those are short-term price targets. Over the next week or 2, 3 weeks, possibly. We want to see one of those scenarios play out, and it could also take place a lot faster if we get some type of bad news stepping into the markets. So let's take a look at this Shiba Inu burn rate on Shibarium. So we're going to go to this article Satoshi posted. So here are all the Shibarium documents here. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, opened in a separate tab. Let me get this in the right tab. Okay, we got that up. Shout out to Crypto Shady. The community can push sheep to 1 cent after all. We are the sheep army. Absolutely. Team Hines said, wow, now lease came to kick us while we're down. PD says, get multiple bags, a bag for trades, short term, like 1 to 3 years, 3 to 7 years, and a long-term bag, 7 to 15 years. I like the way PD thinks. This is what we talk about on the channel, having different options. So that way you can, decide to take profits along the way. HJ said, I will always keep some Shiba Inu. I think that'll be a wise decision. Juliana said, what platform is selling Bone? You can get Bone on shibaswap and basically a ton of other ones as well. PD says, I remember we bought Bone at 45 cents. I'm glad you put me on, broski. Hey, we tried to tell everybody, Bone was going to, take off. Obviously, it's pulling back. It didn't take off as far as we wanted it to, but still sitting pretty nicely on Bone. D Coin said, why are you disappointed on the burn mechanism? So it's not just like, I'm disappointed like strongly. It's just I wish it was more. I wish there was a higher rate, but we have to think about this as well. The goal of Shibarium was to keep transaction fees low. I just don't think we thought it would be that low. Now, in that sense, they did, a really good job of keeping the transaction fees low. 1 cent, that's going to attract a ton of builders, a ton of, developers to come, and interact with the platform and hopefully give us more trading value or transaction value. So we got a few different sections here on the Shibarium page. Let's just jump straight to the burn section. So here it says burns. When a user makes a transaction on a network, the base fee is locked on a contract on Shibarium, while the priority fee is paid to the validator. The base fee will be split in 70% burned and 30% set aside to maintain the network. So basically, let's say, we know that the average transaction fee over Shibarium will be 1 cent. So let's say half of that 1 cent goes towards the base fee. 70% of that half a cent would basically be used to burn Shiba Inu, and the remaining 30% would be used to, facilitate the platform, or, pay, people who need to be paid, basically. So, you know, I like the percentage that they use, 70% of the base fee. I don't think that percentage is bad, but it's just such a low amount of the overall, price that it will burn in SHIB, because the transaction fee is so low. But that's, it's a double-edged sword, because if the transaction fee was higher, that would push builders and developers away from Shibarium, and no one would possibly use it anyway. So, we got to take the good with the bad, and just be optimistic that, Shibarium will run so well, and that, we built enough community that it will attract enough people to want to build on top of Shibarium. And let's say someone builds the next revolutionary DApp, decentralized application, and they build it on top of Shibarium, and it's doing, more numbers than, some of the biggest exchanges out there. Then, that could be a really good thing for Shiba Inu, as it sets the example for others to do the same thing. Now, I heard some math of basically, some of the top blockchains like Ethereum doing around 7 million transactions today. I believe Matic, Polygon doing around 1 to 2 million transactions. These numbers could be wrong, but even if we take a look at those transaction numbers and do the math on how much money that would burn in Shiba Inu, that number is still very small. So we're going to need, not just that to take place. We're going to need, this to become a hub where we attract, thousands and thousands of builders to want to build on top of Shibarium. Shiba Inu would have to literally become basically the face of cryptocurrency, not like just, not saying it has to overcome Bitcoin, but it would have to probably be a top 3, top 5 coin in order for us to see the adoption, the utilization that we want to see come from Shibarium, so we can get, some decent burns coming out of that. Do I think it's possible for Shiba Inu to one day reach a top 5 coin? Absolutely. We already broke into the top 10 before, and a lot of people didn't think that was possible. And we flipped Dogecoin before as well. A lot of people didn't think that would be possible. But it also goes on to say, once a certain amount of bone, and if y'all have any questions, drop them in the comment section here. Also, let me know what you think about this in the comment section as well. I'm looking forward to, reading y'all opinions. So once a certain amount of bone, 25,000 is accumulated in the burn contract, users can start the burn process from Shibarium. Once this process starts, accumulated bone are sent to Ethereum's layer 1, where an automated swap for SHIB takes place, and this amount gets burned, calling its contract function. It is comparable to a withdrawal transaction, but instead of receiving tokens, they are burned and taken out of the total supply. So basically, we have to see enough transactions go through. We can do the math on that. Let's see. Let's say 25,000 divided by 1 cent. So 2.5 million transactions we would need to see. 2.5 million transactions would need to go through on Shibarium before we could basically even start burning. And actually, it would need to be more than that. Give or take, these numbers are rough estimates. It would need to be more than that, because really only 70% of that is going towards that to be accumulated in the contract on the burn feature. So over 2.5 million, 3 million transactions would need to take place first before that burn feature even kicks in. So I want y'all to keep that in mind also. So users will be able to use a specific portal on Shibarium's website for this process. Anyone can initiate these burns by just clicking initiate burn, and they will need to complete the process by confirming a few transactions to allow the layer migration. Once the process is complete, SHIB tokens will be directly taken out of circulation, and this will be reflected on the total max supply. So I'm not sure if it's saying that each time someone goes to do a transaction afterwards, they would have to click this initiate burn, or if one person can initiate the overall burn implementation that we're going to see with Shibarium. It sounds like, reading it a second time, that once it reaches that $25,000 mark inside the contract, whoever's up at that time watching it can possibly initiate that burn sequence. So that's what it sounds like, and then it will be automatic after that. So it also goes on to say, what is the difference between base fee and priority fee? The base fee, so the base fee is a crucial component of transaction fees on a blockchain. It represents the minimum amount that a transaction must pay in order to be considered valid. The base fee can fluctuate with each block and is influenced by the level of congestion in the network. Specifically, if the previous block is close to being full, the base fee will increase, and vice versa. So as there's less congestion, less transactions taking place, the fee will be lower. And as more transactions takes place, that fee will be higher, but not too high, because we know that the average fee will be around 1 cent. So maybe you might one time get charged 2 cents, which is still extremely low. So one key feature of the base fee is that it is burned, which means it is not paid to the block producer, such as a miner or validator. This helps to prevent the base fee from becoming a profit center for those who control the network. Instead, it ensures that the fee is used solely to prioritize transactions and maintain the security of the blockchain. On the other side, the priority fee, let me know if anybody has questions on that. Different bags, do your own research. Shout out to Varge. He says, I'm short in ARB. Grizzly Bear said, how many L2 blockchains are there? There's a few of them out there. There's a few. Shib isn't the first one. Honey says, what are you accumulating right now? So same assets that, I like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba Inu, Matic, a few of those in the top, basically any of those top 20 that you really, really like, I will be accumulating at this point. XRP, Blaze that for days said, I need 1 billion sheep by the end of the year. Captain's Channel said, Shido. Essence says, thank you, Petey, appreciate you. Harlem said, have you looked into Dogecoin? What you thinking about that one? I haven't checked them out lately. Juliana said, just so people realize, a high official in Wells Bank told me in 2008, these bank issues runs in 10-year cycles. We were a little overdue by 2 years for a bank market decline. History does tend to repeat itself. It's just up to us to learn from it and take that knowledge that we learned and use it to our benefit. Crypto Epidemic says, just feel they could have showed more love for the Shib army and really delivered. I'm not saying what they have done isn't going to do well, but that's only if Shibarium really pumps some transactions. I can agree with you there. But also you have to remember, we are a part of the community as well. So, I believe this is a real eye-opener to, why it's important for the community to also be developers as well, to, help bring value to the Shiba Inu ecosystem and not place all of the responsibility on the development team. Grizzly says, in your opinion, how much Shiba should a person have in their bag? So I said this before, as much as you're willing to risk losing. You got to think about your risk tolerance, think about your situation, and base it off of that. I wouldn't just suggest buying a ton of sheep all at one time or your complete bag at once. I would suggest dollar cost averaging into that bag. So let's say you want to hold, depending on what level, say you want $5,000 worth of sheep, $10,000 worth of sheep, $20,000 worth of sheep, whatever that number can be, $25,000 worth of sheep, $100,000 worth of sheep. Don't just buy it all at once. Dollar cost average, spend a little bit here, only in amounts that you're willing to risk. So if you're okay with losing 200-300 here, not saying losing it, because obviously you're going to buy a sheep with it, but if you can risk that, then 200-300 here, or if it's smaller, $50 here, even if it's smaller than that, $5-10 here, whatever you can risk losing that you will not miss. That's the whole premise behind risking what you're okay with losing, because then you won't miss that money. If anything happens, if the price pulls back, you won't be feeling emotional about, being 10, 15, 20% down on what you just invested because you put it all in at one time. So keep that in mind. But let's see. Russ Styles says, I have a question. Let me know what the question is, Russ. DeFi Dave said, one thing to keep in mind, and they stated on the burn page, the structure may be subject to change or adjustments in the coming months as test environments will provide more accurate scenarios. So keep that in mind. Things can change, things can update, things can upgrade. So be aware of that. Crypto Epidemic said comfortable losing. General Scarborough said 0.0001 times 10 billion sheep equals $1 million. Absolutely. A lot of people keep, of course, we all are hopeful for that 1 cent goal, but depending on how much sheep you have, you won't need it to reach a complete 1 cent in order for you to hit that $1 million goal, if that's your goal. So Russ says, do all the exchanges need to list bones since they have Shiba listed? No, they don't have to. It's basically by choice of the exchange if they want to. If they see the community there, if they see the trading volume there, then they can be more likely or incentivized to want to list bone, especially if they see a petition or something, arguing to list bone, then they can see that the people want it, then they're more likely to do it. So Crypto Epidemic said only if they want to list Bone. DeFi Dave said while Bone is mentioned predominantly, what also is being said is every transaction will. PD said Bitcoin has to go down to finish the inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. He says in 5 to 6 weeks, Bitcoin should be shooting up. I'm thinking 31,000. So you seen we had that 30,000 level on the charts. It's Summer said you need to start doing lives in the middle of the day. I definitely will do some more live streams earlier, y'all. Shout out to y'all for rocking with me. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you already haven't, if you're here with us now. Crypto Shady says one thing I learned about crypto, you don't want to let greed affect how you buy. I see it all the time, and a lot of people get discouraged when the price doesn't do what they wanted it to do. Exactly. You got to be patient. Team Hines says, I took my initial investment out, but holding hella strong at 66 million for a long time now. Good work. That's that's a strategy right there, to invest and then secure your principal investment. And after that, you can let the rest ride. It's house money after that. DeFi Dave said, while Bone is predominantly being highlighted, she will benefit as well. Every transaction will utilize Bone for gas, and 70% of that Bone per transaction will be converted to shib and burn. So not 70% of the Bone, but basically 1% of the transaction fee. So basically 1 cent per average transaction fee. And then we don't know if it's going to be half, but 70% of whatever half of the base fee will be used to burn Shiba Inu. Shout out to Landon Cash. He says, when do you think we start burning millions, billions, trillions of Shiba per day? I think after probably the full version of Shibarium is launched, so possibly by the end of the year, once we start seeing more and more projects migrate towards Shibarium and look to, building communities and building decentralized applications. As Summers says, you have to see it this way. They are estimating a few thousand projects launch on this platform. If that's the case, then definitely we may see that burn rate skyrocket. And that could be, a bullish case where, something that, most people aren't expecting really takes place. It's really all dependent on how excited people are to come and start building on top of Shibarium. Now, I believe they did something right by keeping the transaction fee so low that won't discourage people from coming over to start building on it. So Petey said it's low, but what happens when pancakeswap and other projects will burn? Absolutely, I agree. That has to ramp up. Tillery says Shibarium Tech Discord open, everyone. Petey says, I want to know if Shibarium will have a halving in the long term like Bitcoin having. That's a good question. I'm not sure if it will because it's a layer 2. As Summer says, also, these are consistent burns. General Scarborough said, Harlem Doge line moves up and down alongside with both Shiba and Doge. Crypto Shady said, I trust the Lord Jesus to bring me a wealth transfer, so I'm not worried to the slightest. Each dip crash and pullback is an opportunity for me to accumulate. That's one thing, you really have to be confident. You got to understand, do you believe in crypto? Are you confident in the crypto space? And if you are, then that should help soothe your decision making, and calm the emotions that come with volatility in the market. So as Summer says, and if you have the burn tax too high, no one will use it. Exactly. Crypto Epidemic said, can't wait to see what Matthew Perry's opinion on it is. Me as well. I definitely enjoy checking out his content as well, seeing, his opinion. He's very opinionated, and, he keeps it, very, very blunt. He's one of those ones, I like to, I'm going to keep it always 1,000 with y'all, but I won't get to the point where I'm going to FUD my own bag. That's just, because if there's something that I don't like right away, I'll give the team time to, fix it or voice my opinion on it and see, how the team responds to it. I'm not just going to jump out the water and be like, F the Sheep team, that's not going to happen over here. So, hopefully y'all are confident, because this is what we did before investing into Sheep. We did our due diligence. So that gives us the confidence of, even if something is, moving slower than we wanted to, isn't taking place as fast as we wanted to, we have the faith in the project and the development team to give them the time to do what they need to do. But still, I enjoy checking out all the Shiba Inu YouTube content creators. Shout out to all of them, man. Matthew Perry as well. General says the queen of Shiba brings wealth. Truck and Trapping said, caught the live, man. Salute to Trucking and Trapping. Appreciate you pulling up on us, bro. Daniel says Bone price prediction. Hey, I predicted Bone to be at $5 to $10 upon the release of Shibarium, and that did not happen. So, I don't have a crystal ball here. We're not always right. I expected a lot more hype around it, but you also have to take into account right around when Shibarium was rolling out, we had this crisis going on from FTX, the banking situation, all that weighed on it as well. I think that's why the team was kind of stalling to release it, because they didn't want to release it under those conditions. But Crypto Epidemic said could have at least did 2 cents, then split it, but better than what it is. True. Dark says, yo, salute, appreciate you pulling up. Truck and Trapper said current goal is 500 million sheep. I'm up 260. Nice work. Keep building, man. Dark says, what is the burn rate? So right now we see that the average transaction will be around 1 cent. If half of that 1 cent goes towards the base fee, 70% of that base fee will be used to burn Shiba Inu, and the remaining 30% will go towards building and paying, the people that needs to be paid for the platform. So hopefully that answers that question. Crypto Epidemic said, also keep in mind, are they good projects that will be around or just come and go? True. That's another thing to keep in mind. We've seen a lot of projects, you got to remember, there'll be tokens built, there'll be metaverse projects built, there'll be applications, decentralized exchanges, possibly NFT projects. There's going to be so many different types of things built on Shibarium. It's not going to just be one type of thing. So we could, likely attract thousands of builders in each of those different categories. Imagine 1,000 different NFT projects building on Shibarium, 1,000 different tokens building on Shibarium, 1,000 different decentralized exchanges building on Shibarium, 1,000 different, whatever type of applications building on Shibarium. All that can really begin to add up. Now, Shiba Inu, especially if that does take place and it really starts to grow, reach that top 10 cryptocurrency, top 8, top 7, top 6, starts to break into that level, then we could likely see Shiba Inu really become a force to be reckoned with, where, that burn rate that we see, really does get us somewhere. As of right now, it'll take thousands of years to burn, trillions of tokens at this rate. But once more projects start, building and coming in with us, then hopefully we can increase that. So Juan says, if they had a super high burn rate, would make a Shiba a pump and dump scheme. True. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily make it a pump and dump scheme, but if they had a high rate on the Shibarium beta L2 solution, it would not attract investors to use it. But General says DD is giving some free 99. Salute. We got to drop these free 99 gems on everybody, man. Come get y'all free 99 knowledge, absolutely free. So Crypto Epidemic says, and he will never reveal what he's holding. PD, salute for the super chat. What is this? I think this is a super chat. Salute. He said, I was a stock guy, but now I'm both. Absolutely. You can use these principles, in both lanes, man. PD said, thanks, bro. You welcome. I'm glad you're rocking with us. K-Me says, I wonder if there will be a sheep tax per transaction. Yes, there will be. There will be, like we just talked about, 1 cent average transaction fee, maybe half of that 1 cent, 70% of that half a cent will go towards burning Shiba Inu. The Ukbot says, what about B-Rise? Is it a good project? I haven't checked that one out. William X says, salute, DecemberDeMarco, bullish, salute. Shout out to my Vote Army, man. It's Summer says, havings won't happen to Shiba because it's not part of the contract. No, it won't happen for Shiba, but it could possibly happen for Bone, but I'm not sure if L2 blockchains, have those. SHIB itself can't add tax because the contract is set. This is the beta, not the full version. So keep that in mind, y'all. If you see any projects claiming that you can actually buy them right now on Shibarium, it is false. Do not get tricked out of your coins. Unless you see it, from my channel, you see me talking about it, you see some other people that you trust in the Shiba ecosystem talking about it, then, do what you got to do. But don't just go jumping out there buying anything because they claim to be a part or building on Shibarium. So Crypto Epidemic says, oh, I'm down with the Shib army. Juan says, Shib Shack. Summer said, it doesn't matter if they are come and go or here to stay, more to burn. People think of the glass as half empty. So that's a good point there. Even if they are, weak projects that, you got to remember, DeFi is full of degen projects. I want y'all to understand this. There's a such thing as a pump and dump. That's more of like a scam type of thing, but there are short-term projects that are just degen plays that, they never know what's going to happen with them. They could take off, they could fail. And some of these projects do pump and they do dump, but it wasn't the natural intent of it to be a pump and dump project. It just didn't gain the traction that it should have, or that, the development team hoped that it would. And a lot of times these projects come and go. And a lot of times you can see some nice, 10Xs, 5x's, 20x's off a lot of these projects. So you don't always want to assume they're just complete scams. You just want to know how to play these projects correctly. When it comes to these DeFi, degen projects, I always recommend y'all to secure some profit, to mitigate some of that risk that you have on the table. You want to take off some of your position size, especially if you get a 3x, 5x. You want to start to secure some of that principal investment and let the rest do what it's going to do. Because if it's going to do 100x, whatever you put in there is still going to be a lot. So keep that in mind as well, unless it's and this is with degen plays. If it's plays that you did a lot of due diligence on, you're really certain about the project, you have a lot of confidence, you've seen the community, you ask questions to the dev team, then that's different. Then you can use a different strategy. But with a lot of these degen plays, they will come and go. But the benefit of all of them is they can create a lot of trading value, a lot of transaction volume, and then help burn Shiba Inu. So that's what we really, really care about at the end of the day. So Dcoin says very disappointed in the docks and the burns. Summer says that's because you're not seeing the bigger picture. Philip says Koyo, shout out to the Koyo project, they promised to burn 50%. CryptoEpidemic said my point. Shout out to Suntag Pro. Crypto Shady said once the full ecosystem is developed, I believe she will burn 99% of the circulating supply. I'm not sure how that will happen. How do you see that taking place, Crypto Shady? Let me know. PD says let's get a shout out for private stock market group. Salute, or private stock market game group. Salute to the private stock market game group. We got our own Facebook community on Facebook. It's called Private Stock Market Game. We got over 6,300 active investors over there. Go join the community. It's free to join. You just got to answer a couple questions to make sure that you're not a bot, because it's a crypto or investing / stock related group. There's a lot of scammers that try to join the group and drop links and stuff like that. So just a few questions just to make sure you're not a bot and you'll be able to join the group. So definitely go tap in over there. Private Stock Market Game on Facebook. Also, we do have a paid private Discord. For those of you that want to join the private Discord, you can reach out to me via email, DecemberDeMarco@gmail.com to get access. That is a paid group, but it basically pays for itself if you catch some of those plays in there. So also, you got to remember, do your own research, and it's not financial advice. So Juan Del Rio says, we, the community, need to help with the burn by building on the chain. They left it open for us to grow with them. Exactly. That's what we have to keep in mind. The community has to step up as well and do our part. So 99% in 2.5K years, as Summer says. Smoke Bacon says why we can't just be realistic and realize that our Shiba tokens will go to 0.000075 max if there's a bull run. So I don't think that's max, because we reached higher than that before. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. So we reached that 8 level, that 8 level, 8,800 points per coin. I believe that is we reached, and I believe we can go a lot higher than that. It just takes more focus on Shiba Inu. You got to remember, Shiba Inu is still a fairly new asset. It's only been around a couple years. Before Dogecoin became what it is today, Dogecoin was around 5, 6, 7 years. Dogecoin was out in 2013. So keep that in mind. Shiba Inu just dropped in 2020. That's only, technically in August of 2020. So it will be 3 years this year, but, still, it's not even 3 yet. So, give it a little time. But Summer says, with a bull run, I see SHIB going to that 0.123004 level. I can see it taking place. PD says, do you remember Bigger Entertainment? We should start a new one to burn Shiba. Hey, it's possible. It's all left open for any of y'all to do whatever y'all want to do. I'm actually looking towards, we were supposed to start our own community project over here. Basically wanted to let things settle in the market, see how some things are playing out. But I'm definitely looking forward to, building with some of y'all, us creating our own community coin, that possibly in turn, one of the utilities might be, to help the Shiba Inu ecosystem. So let me know, how would y'all feel about that if, we created our own crypto project that helped burn Shiba Inu as well? Would y'all be down to support that? Let me know in the comment section if you really would. So salute. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at DecemberDeMarco. Follow me on all platforms, Twitter as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on those notifications. Drop those comments. Let me know, how do y'all feel about that? I got a private group that I know they're already down, but I want to see what y'all on the live stream, think about that as well, since y'all are the ones that are tuned in right now. Also, make sure you hit that like button, give us a like on the stream. Okay, shout out to Essence. I see we got a little lag right there, but shout out to Essence says, I'm always down to support the movement. PD says, yes, sir. I want to be a part of it. Okay, we might have to get the ball rolling, man. We might get we'll talk. I'll keep y'all tapped in, and both of y'all are channel members, so y'all will get access to the members only live stream. The channel members will have most likely first before the overall YouTube community. Channel members will have some information about that. We'll have an opportunity to participate in that as well. So stay tuned, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for this video. We can finish off this last section of the burn section where it says the priority fee goes to the block producer who successfully includes the transaction in a block. This incentivizes validators to include transactions with higher priority fees in their blocks, as they will earn more rewards for doing so. So here's a final example. Let's say the current base fee on Shibarium network is X bone, and the priority fee for a particular transaction is set at Y bone. When a validator includes this transaction in a block, they will receive the Y-bone priority fee as a reward for including the transaction. However, the X-bone base fee is not paid to the validator. Instead, it is converted into shib and burned, which means it is removed from circulation and effectively reduces the total supply of shib over time. This mechanism helps to prevent inflation and ensures that miners/validators do not have an incentive to artificially increase the base fee in order to earn more rewards. So that's all we got. It's Summer said drop the member link. It is in the video section, the description section of this video. You can check it out right there. Also, I need y'all to run those likes up. Shout out to everybody that will catch this stream on the replay. Those that are tuned in right now, those that caught the last live stream, and those that will catch the live stream tomorrow. Philip Lawrence said, General Scarborough said, I'm down with it. PD said I'm down with it. Essence said I'm down with it. Philip said I need to know the book of the day, bro. I'm always trying to level up. We got to get back to the book of the day. That was something we had going on the channel. The book of the day will be brought back, bro. Stay tuned. Shout out to you for asking for that. PD Pierce said I've been working on something. I will be showing you it on private stock market game soon. Okay, definitely looking forward to it, bro. Crypto Epidemic said it's better to build in a bear market. You got a point there. All the top things that were built, Coinbase, OpenSea, Uniswap, any of these major things that are major players right now in the space, you've seen built during the bear market. It didn't take place during the bull market. These are people who built when the markets were down, when people didn't have a lot of confidence. And once the bull market came around, these things paid off. So, technically us building during this time is the right thing to do. So shout out to It's Summers. We just got a new channel member right here. Shout out to him, man. Appreciate you for pulling up on us, becoming one of the family members, man. The actual channel members, appreciate you for that. So stay tuned for some members only content. We will be doing some members only live streams as well. If anybody else would like to become a channel member, look for the link down in the bottom. It's Summers. If you can explain to the chat how you just did that quick, drop it in the comment section for them. Somebody else may be wanting to do that as well. Shout out to Gifted Striver. Say, hey, what about Cyber Sheep? Haven't checked that one out. Juan Del Real said, plug your Twitter. Let's see. I got you. I'm gonna drop the Twitter right now in the chat at DecemberDeMarco. And that's on Twitter and Instagram as well. Make sure y'all go follow me. Follow me on all platforms. And be aware, the only platform at, let me see, at Marco. Okay, so on Telegram, my username is not DecemberDeMarco. Somebody already grabbed that one on there. So if somebody on Telegram reaches out to you from at DecemberDeMarco, that is a scammer. Be aware. My Telegram handle is, let me drop that for y'all, at StockGoat Crypto Go. So that's the Telegram right there. Here's the Telegram at StockGoat, CryptoGoat. Shout out to PD said, let's grow. Shout out to Philip Jackson said, love the content. Appreciate you pulling up on us, bro. Yeah, let me throw the Twitter up here again. Follow me on all I put foams, all plateau foams. So y'all know what I was trying to spell right there, platforms. But shout out to Ed Summers. He said description, click join member, debit card information, done. So salute, shout out to him. Those are the steps for those of you that are looking to become a channel member. You want to get access to those members on these live streams. If you want to be a part of the YouTube community that gets first access or information of when we start our community project over here, you definitely want to become a channel member. So we just strained for an hour, so we're gonna wrap this one up, man. Shout out to everybody for rocking with us. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out, and do me a major favor if y'all really rock with me, share this stream somewhere, tag me on some type of platform. I know some of y'all will do it, and I will be looking out for it. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, and we are out.